Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. This 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor. Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery, why they whitewash our history, keep dividing is their plan? All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is the Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Hey, good to be with you this Tuesday. I am on the road, as you know, somewhere in Northern California. Not quite sure where that is. Hope your Tuesday is off to a good start. Look, Donald Trump is deranged. He's cognitively impaired. What does that mean? He's major league fucked up in the head. He's losing it upstairs. He's mad. He's like a mad, deranged king. We know that. That should be bad enough, right? Like that should call people to say, oh my God, we've got 3 more years of this. Every day he loses his mind more and more every single day. We got to do something. 25th Amendment, whatever. We got to remove him from office. Whatever. That should be bad enough. The fact that he is a mad, deranged king should be sufficient cause for a healthy people to say he needs to be removed. But what doesn't get talked about enough is that Trump doesn't give a damn about you. Trump doesn't care at all about the things that you care about. He never has. He was up again last night. And I always need to remind everybody, I'm talking right now about the President of the United States. I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about some crazy podcaster. I'm not talking about some internet influencer. I'm not talking about a member of Congress. I'm not talking about a Hollywood movie star. I'm not talking about your neighbor, Jake. I'm talking about the President of the United States was up again all night last night, posting shit. rage tweeting for all hours. I mean, again, just put that into context. The President of the United States up all night posting a bunch of shit on social media. I was about to say the leader of the free world, but as long as Donald Trump is in the White House, the United States is no longer on the side of the free world. So let's just say a really powerful guy still, right? Occupying a really powerful office. The presidency of the United States was up again all night last night posting bizarre, crazy shit. Keith, do we have just a sample of some of what he was posting? Thank you, my brother. Harry Sisson documents this really well. I'll give you just a few examples. 10:15 p.m. last night, Trump accused Obama of attempting a coup in 2016. 10:15 seconds later, he reposted a tweet saying Obama is a traitor and that he should be arrested. 10:22, he attacks Dominion voting systems for 2020, the 2020 election fraud. Keith, give me another sample if you've got it. This went on and on and on. 10:23, the President of the United States accuses Obama of personally making $120 million from Obamacare. That's not true. That's a lie. This is the President of the United States, though, posting this shit. 10:27 p.m., the President of the United States demands that Senator Mark Kelly resign. 10:29 p.m., Trump claims neither Biden nor Harris were in charge of the Biden administration. Keith, give me a little bit more. We're on a roll right now. 10:41 p.m., Trump accuses Obama, John Brennan, and Clinton of sedition and treason again. 10:47 p.m., Trump calls Obama the most demonic force in American politics. 10:47 p.m. last night, the President of the United States posted a tweet from Mike Flynn, remember him, saying that the 2020 election wasn't fair. This went on and on and on and on. Keith, I think there are even later ones. I don't know if we have them. He was posting until like 1:30, 1:40 a.m. in the morning, but that's enough, my friend. Thank you. And then in the middle of the night, he posted real early morning. He posted this image of, I think, Keith, if we've got it, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, maybe Joe Biden. There they are, swimming in the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C., which is a bunch of sludge and shit. The President of the United States, in the wee hours of the morning, posted this image. Thanks, Keith. Now, again, I want to emphasize what I said at the start. If this were your daddy, if this were your grandpa, if this was your Uncle Ted, if this was your older brother, Jimmy, if this was anybody you know, up all night, posting weird, bizarre, crazy, hideous stuff, you'd intervene. You'd do something. You take care of your brother, your uncle, your dad, your granddad. You do something. You think your brother, your uncle, your dad, your grandfather had an issue, had problems. He's up all night again. Hey, sweetheart, Uncle Ted's up all night again posting crazy shit. Up all night. Donald Trump's 80 years old. He's going to turn 80 any minute, and he's up all night posting crazy shit. You would intervene if this were a family member you loved. Enough. Trump's fucked up. He's fucked up in the head. He's cognitively impaired. He's deranged. But here's the point. All of that should matter. But does it? All of that should matter to every American. But the fact that Donald Trump is a horrible human being, the fact that Donald Trump lies as he breathes, the fact that Donald Trump tried to overthrow an American election and is fucking with this election, the fact that Donald Trump is ignorant, cruel, and authoritarian, and all the rest didn't matter to enough of the American people because we reelected him. It should matter to all of us that we have a mad, deranged king in the White House. But if it doesn't, if that's not enough, and you're voting in November, if it ain't enough that Trump is a mad king and he's losing it up here, and his party, my former party, man, they enable him, they love him, they worship him. So come November, they should all be held responsible. If that's not enough to move your vote in November, this should be. What else did you notice about each and every crazy post or tweet last night of Trump's? What did they all have in common? This went on for 3 some hours, posting about Obama, the 2020 election, Bill and Hillary suck, the New York Times sucks, biased media, the reflecting pool in DC needs to be cleaned up, and the media is exaggerating the cost, and Obama sucks, and the 2020 election was stolen. This went on and on and on and on and on for 3 hours. What's missing in each and every crazy post and tweet of Trump's? What's missing? Any relation to any issue you as an American voter gives a fuck about, cares about, impacts you. Nothing Trump posted last night has anything to do with you. Nothing Donald Trump posted last night has anything to do with your life, your job, your family, trying to keep your head above water, trying to make more money, trying to afford that truck, trying to afford that hamburger, that steak, trying to afford groceries, trying to put gas in your vehicle. Trump didn't post anything last night addressing anything that matters to you, that pertains to your struggle, your economic struggle, how you're having a tough time of it right now, how you're paying $5 at the pump for gas, how every time you go to the grocery store, it's getting harder and harder to afford that week's worth of groceries. This doesn't get talked enough about. Donald Trump fired off maybe a couple hundred posts and tweets last night over the course of 3 hours, middle of the night. None of them had anything to do with improving your lives, with helping you get by, with making things more affordable for you, with helping to fix your economy, with what government's going to do to help improve your life. Nothing he posted had anything to do with you. everything he posted last night has everything to do with him. How every election is rigged against him. How Obama and Biden and Pelosi cheated against him. How the media doesn't report fairly about him. He doesn't care about you, right? Put everything else aside. He's fucked up. He's a mad, deranged king. He's a horrible person. He belongs in a room with padded walls. Put all of that aside. Most importantly, American voter, he doesn't give a fuck about you. It would be one thing, right? It would still be an issue if the president of the United States were up all night posting stuff, right? Like, that's an issue. We don't want the leader of the free world, the most powerful person in the world, up all night posting stuff. But it would be one thing if the president of the United States were up all night posting about what he's going to do about the price at the pump, posting about how he is going to help fix the economy, posting about what he's going to do about rising inflation, posting stuff about how he's going to improve the absolute stalled job growth in this country. It would be one thing if he were posting stuff all night that pertained to you, that was about making the American people, helping to make the American people better off, helping the American people get by. It would be one thing if he were posting stuff about how to end his war. We'd still have concerns if a president were up all night posting shit. But if he were posting shit pertain to you, about issues that you care about how to help you get by, about what government can do to help improve your lives, that would be a whole different thing. But Donald Trump, again, didn't do any of that. Nothing he posted last night has anything to do with any issue you give a fuck about. Nothing he rage tweeted last night has anything to do with an issue impacting your life. Man, if I'm an American voter, and I am, that would move me. That's what would influence my vote. That's what would piss me off. He didn't say shit last night about me and my family and my community and this economy. He didn't say shit last night about the fact that for the first time in the last 8-9 years, inflation now has superseded wage increases. So inflation now is in this country is eating up any and all wage increases any Americans might be receiving. Trump didn't post anything about that last night. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't give a fuck about you. I've said it before. Donald Trump is a sociopath. If you don't know what a sociopath is, Google it. Donald Trump is humanly capable of caring only about himself. Donald Trump is humanly incapable of caring about, I mean caring about anyone or anything but himself. Oh, yay, we put him in the fucking White House. He didn't post about you. He didn't post about your life. He didn't post about the American economy last night because he's not capable of it, because he doesn't give a fuck. He's not humanly capable of giving a fuck. That's your takeaway. Not that he's rage tweeting all night. Your takeaway is that he wasn't rage tweeting about you, about what matters to you. Hey, everybody in the West who should read this report out today won't read this report that was released today. The report by the Civil Commission on October 7th Crimes Against Women and Children, based on a 2-year investigation, put out their findings today. A 300-page report titled Silenced No More, Sexual Terror Unveiled. Thanks, Keith. The commission's conclusion, and by the way, the Civil Commission is a commission consisting of international law experts led by Dr. Koka El-Kaim Levy, a top international law expert. It was founded, the commission was, to document the sexual violence committed on October 7th by Islamist terrorists. The commission consisted of all international law experts endorsed by every government in the West. Their conclusion in this 300-page report out today: sexual violence on October 7th committed by Hamas and all the other Islamist terrorists, committed by Hamas, civilian Palestinians, and all the other Islamist terrorists who participated in October 7th. The report's conclusion was the sexual violence committed that day was systematic. It was coordinated. And it was integral to the attack. You go through this report. CNN's got an article. The Daily Mail has an article. I encourage everyone to read the report. It's difficult. Again, 2-year investigation, 430 testimonies, over 10,000 hours of videos and photos, over 1,800 hours of footage. And what they find: victims were sexually assaulted in front of their families and relatives. Family members were forced into sexually abusing each other. Extreme violence, sexual humiliation, sexual mutilation. A new term was coined: kinocide. The deliberate weaponization of family bonds, forcing members of families to witness hideous acts of sexual abuse in front of their families. Women were stripped, bound, stabbed, shot, and burned. Women were executed during and after rape. Heads were decapitated, pelvic bones shattered, sexual assault after death. Rape and sexual assault was committed after death. Children were sexually abused and raped in front of their parents and then killed. Parents, mothers were sexually assaulted and raped in front of their children and then killed. Parents were killed in front of their children. Children were killed in front of their parents. Sexual assault occurred over and over after death. Nails, sharp objects, and pieces of metal were embedded in women found naked and bound. Grenades were used on other women. Men were raped. Gang rapes were repeatedly committed. This report out today, the Civil Commission on October 7th Crimes Against Women and Children, an exhaustive report, 300 pages. Don't just read the Daily Mail article. Don't just read the CNN article. Read the report. In this time we live in right now, where in the West it's cool, in the West it's really hip, in the West it's really like you're in, baby, if you go after Israel, if you attack Israel. It's cool to be anti-Semitic. It's cool to hate on Israel. Here we are, not even 3 years removed from October 7th, and anti-Semitism has been nothing but on the rise for 3 years. Hate of Israel, hate of Jews all over the world on the rise. Did you see what happened in Brooklyn last night? A bunch of Hamas lovers marching and protesting in an Orthodox Jewish neighborhood all hours of the night, physically assaulting Jewish children. That happened last night in this country. In the midst of all of this, to remind the West of what actually happened on October 7th, to remind the West that there weren't occasional rapes of women that happened on October 7th. No, sexual violence was integral to Hamas's attack. It was a key feature of the October 7th attack. Mass sexual violence, systematic and coordinated. Just yesterday, the New York Times puts out a piece from some unverified source that Israel is training dogs to rape Hamas prisoners. Utterly unverified, utterly unproven, not even possible according to canine dog experts, but yet the New York Times puts that out. Unverified, unnamed craziness that Israel is using dogs to rape Hamas prisoners. Maybe the New York Times put that article out yesterday to distract from this 2-year report that was coming out today. Zero equivalence. Just a reminder. And again, where I began, everybody in the West should read this report from the Civil Commission. Every American under the age of 30 who thinks it's really cool to chant from the river to the sea at some protest in America ought to be forced to read this report. The people who need to read this report, the people who need to be reminded of what Hamas is, of what Islamist terrorists are, will not read this report. Every American should. Keith, I don't know if I gave a link to the report, and it doesn't matter. Google, everybody, the Civil Commission. It's the Civil Commission on October 7th Crimes Against Women and Children. Their 300-page report is out today. revisit the evil of that day. As we are forced to say again, never forget. Never forget. And oh, by the way, everybody listening to me today, stand with and defend your Jewish brothers and sisters all over the West, right? Who are living in a world right now in Europe and America where it's not safe to be Jewish. It's just not. That's fucked up. That's wrong. But damn it, let's defeat that. Let's stand with our Jewish brothers and sisters. That's all I've got for today. A couple notes. HopeNotFearProject.org. As you know, again, I'm in another hotel room. I'm traveling much of this summer. I'm on the road much of this summer because I'm on a mission to put Americans who profoundly disagree, put these folks in rooms and have good, tough, honest, real conversations. Not debates, not fights, not arguments, but conversations so that we can learn how to listen to each other, so that we can begin to understand each other a little bit more. Why am I doing this? Because I believe if we can begin to understand each other more, we're less inclined to hate each other. And as long as we hate the people we disagree with, this country, this house, cannot stand. And this country, this democracy cannot stand, because at the end of the road of political hate is political violence. So I'm all over the country this summer putting groups together. We're filming these conversations and we're putting them out. It's all called the Hope Not Fear Project. The website is hopenotfearproject.org. hopenotfearproject.org. Check it out. If you like what you see, we're a 501c3 charitable organization. Support our mission. My Substack, Social Contract with JoeWalsh.substack.com. Everything I do, say, think, feel, and talk about is on my Substack. Become a subscriber. Help me keep my voice out there. Social Contract with JoeWalsh.substack.com. Final piece. You want to send me an email about anything, please do, good, bad, or ugly. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. Have a good Tuesday. Thanks, everybody. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.